Start. Welcome, everybody. My name is Mina Jane. I'm the director of the Ashland Public Library in Massachusetts, and I'm always excited to be chatting with Lorelei of Lorelei Lit Lair about her romance book recommendations because she is, on point. We always enjoy them. We always leave with like a huge pile of books to read. So before we get to Lorelei, I just want to say thanks to the Friends of the Ashland Public Library for supporting all of our programs. And I'd like to thank Lorelei for letting us share this program with other libraries because when libraries work together, we make magic. This is probably like our seventh, fifth or sixth or seventh session, Lorelei. Fifth, yeah. So we've been talking romance books for a couple of years now. And people should know the drill. Feel free to use the chat to chat with each other throughout. Let us know what you're reading and loving. And Lorelei's got a lot of books today. So we're going to try to get to as many as possible. She should not be embarrassed because I'm excited. But we're gonna try to get to some questions and stuff. If you have questions, put them in the Q&A and I'll make sure to ask her. But we're gonna roll through lots and lots of books. And I will send you a link with all of the books later so that you can peruse them at your leisure and not feel like you have to take notes like crazy tonight. So, Lorelei, thank you so much again for doing this. I always love chatting with you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It's easy.
And if there's anybody new, my name is Lorelei, and I'm the creative director, host of Lorelei's Lit Lair and a community called Let's Talk Romance Books. And also, I'm just starting to host another platform, which is marvelous. It's just called Bookspace.world. And that is for book lovers of all genres. Whereas right now, Let's Talk Romance Books is Let's Talk Romance Books. So, and I've been an avid reader, an avid romance book lover since 2010. And it has been a joy and a wonderful experience. And I always say that I fell into romance and then I discovered so many great reads and then authors, meeting the authors. And
Mhm.
that's what I love and want to share with others.
You've also really created a community of romance readers that, I mean, like I said, we always recognize Suzanne and Charlene and a few others that come sort of regularly, but also like you have a book club, you have all kinds of resources for romance readers, which is so wonderful because it's hard to find that nowadays with somebody that genuinely loves it. They're not just trying to make a buck.
Yes, and I really wanted to create a community and a private one so that readers can feel safe,
Mhm.
and not have trolls or, zero ads and things like that. So it's just readers getting together and talking books. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Okay.
And meeting authors, because that is something that I feel is so special. And
Mhm.
can I say that oftentimes when I'll read a book and I'll love it and I'll think of it in a certain way, but after I meet the authors and I get to know a little bit more about the background and how it was created and the research and to feel the authors, their genuine love for their stories.
Mhm.
And I get goosebumps now. It just makes me appreciate the stories more and
Mhm.
understand how much work and value these books have. While they dedicate either some will write it in 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, and all it takes for us is just 7 hours or five or,
I
and
know.
it's done. So it's a labor of love, and
Mhm.
I really enjoy and
Right.
love
And
supporting.
for a reader, meeting an author is like meeting a rock star, right? Like it's, we just act crazy. I know I do. I met Julia Quinn last week and I was like she's used to it, whatever, but like I was like very excited. So, yes, absolutely.
You say meeting Julia Quinn. Look, we had her here in Orlando, Florida, in a little town that we live in. Well, Orlando's not little, but in a certain branch, and we got to meet her, and it was attendees couldn't believe that Julia Quinn was visiting, and
Right.
it was amazing. And she's absolutely adorable.
All right. So let's get into your recommendations because I know you have, a lot. But yes, Julia Quinn, meeting her in person is unforgettable.
Yes, yes. And boy, thank you. We have right now over 60 readers. And while I'll share these slides, please put in the comments if, I'll share a book because I couldn't pick 20 or 10. I have like 52 and probably more. So this event is going to be more about looking at the books, and then later at the end, we'll give you a link, or you can find it on my website www.letstalkromancebooks.com. Make sure you put the www. And on that page is where you'll find all the recommendations. But for now, let me show you what I've got. And yes, please share in the comments if you've read the book, uh, always positive things, if you enjoyed it. Uh, I always say that stories, we love stories. Basically, I mean, most often because we can relate to it due to our life experiences and our interests and our passion. So, what I may enjoy, maybe someone else doesn't. So, I always like shedding a positive light and saying what it is that I loved about the book, because then that way others can say, oh, I like that. So if I say it's an enemies to lovers, I love enemies to lovers, and you don't, so you know right away that's probably not a good fit for you. So anyway, we begin, and we start first with Catherine Center. Uh, I've met her virtually twice at our club, and I know some members here in the meeting that have met her at events. Have you met her yet, Mina?
Not yet. I had an opportunity on Saturday, but I had to pick my son up from the airport. I was very, very disappointed. Glad to see my son though.
I hope one day I get to meet her in person. She's just, yeah, I love her. So this is the love haters. And then, of course, we have the great, big, beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which is a top bestseller, and it's Reese's Book Club. I'm going to go pretty quickly because we all know. And then, of
Well,
course,
no, 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 no. Wait.
go ahead.
Just say at least like go back to the first one in Catherine Center and just say a quick line of what you liked about that book or what you're looking forward to.
So I haven't finished reading it yet. Actually, I'm listening to the audio, and I don't know if many of you here are, because I run, a community and another platform. I often listen to 3 or 4 audiobooks at a time. I don't know if anybody can, but this is, from what I could tell, is that the heroine, I can't remember names because I've got too many, but the heroine is at risk of losing her job, so she takes one that they offer, which is to be a Coast Guard or a lifeguard, to help. So she goes on a helicopter and she doesn't know how to swim.
Oh,
She takes the job because she needs it. So, and then the rest ensues. So this one, that's where I'm at. And then The Great Big Beautiful Life, I've started listening to it, and it's about a famous person or somebody that these two main characters want to interview her. In order to get that interview, or to be able to, how do you say, to publish her story, they have to do things that she tells them they have to do. They have to work together, or something. So the tidbit that I listened to. But it sounds very interesting. People in the comment in the chat, if you can share. Avi Jimenez is almost a auto
Mhm.
read by Say You'll Remember Me is about, wow, I read it so fast I can't remember now, but I could say it's really good. Help me in there in the chat. I can't remember right now.
Um, well, anything Abby writes is great. This is actually on
Yes.
my TBR pile, so I can't help you, but I've been looking forward to this for quite some time.
Yes, I finished this one. If I had a chance to look at the blurb, I would tell you, but I want to go swiftly just because I've got so many books. Robin Carr, of course, The Friendship Club, and this is about three women, I think, that uh also this has been a while since I read it, but women get together, they're each struggling with their own issues, and they get together and figure it out. I don't know, I think one is a daughter and the other's a friend. It's been a while, but Ramik Kaur again is the same.
Mhm.
This one I found and I thought it was so cute.
I love
Looking,
Alexis Hall. I love Alexis Hall.
yes. So this one I got it. I found it because of the book cover. And a question that I had for readers, because people always ask you, what makes you pick a book? Is it the book cover, the blurb? But I was curious about the title.
Hmm.
Do you pick a book because of the title? And how do you feel about that? Or is it the whole thing? So I'd love to hear what people say, but this one looks adorable. And then this one too, Crash Test by Amy James. And it's a Formula One, I believe. Um, and then The
So
Summer That Changed.
the last two books were both MM books, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
These,
Okay.
these
Um,
are MM from Alexis Hall. And this one, she's new that I know of, Amy James.
mhm.
And so it's a Formula One meets red, red, white, and royal blue. I think
Uh,
that's what I quickly read. The
okay.
Sun That Changed Everything. Yes. Did you say something?
I was going to say, Red, White, and Royal Blue was written by Casey McQuiston and is amazing. And it was a wonderful, wonderful movie. And I was going to comment that with some of the people in the chat that I'm not a big fan of cover or title, but I really, really love, I will read anything by a particular author that I love.
Okay. Back in the day, I used to read the title because I wouldn't know the author.
Hmm.
Some covers didn't draw my attention, so I would pick books by the titles.
Hmm.
That's when I was starting, when I was a baby romance reader, a baby reader, yeah. Okay, The Summer That Changed Everything. I know this is, I'm going to try and see if I can find quickly. Da, da, da. I don't think I will be able to find it, but anyway, this is about, oh, I think it's either they lost either the care, I don't know, I'm confusing it. It's either somebody lost their father, they come back, and then they have to see what they inherit. Oh, I'll look quickly. Let me see. But
I do love Brenda Novak. I think she's a not a trendsetter. She's a what is it called? Like not a pioneer, but like she's always at the forefront. And I really
yes,
love that about her.
yes. Let me see. There we go. I found something. Okay. Oh, and I don't have it on me. Well, Brenda Novak.
That's all right. Yeah, let's just she's a classic.
Amazing. Yes, you can tell it's danger. Oh, problematic summer romance.
Oh, I
Thi-
love Ellie Hazelwood. She's just so funny.
yeah, this one I haven't read yet. You should see my to be read pile.
But I will actually read almost anything by Allie Hazelwood because she's incredibly funny and so inside like she's a scientist, so she's very like she's got the science piece, and then she is fearless. She writes, YA and she just read a paranormal, which I loved, Bride, and now so I'll read anything by her. And I love that you're looking at books with summer in the title, and I know that's why you asked that question.
Yes, yes. So I started looking for books and I said, okay, let me look for books that have the title summer in it or that it's during the summer. And then I put books that I've recently read and other new books that are coming out.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a mix. And The Summer Storm, this comes out July 8th and it's
Hmm.
by Sarah McLean. And this is, I think, her first or that she hasn't, if she's written contemporary before, because I know her as historical romance.
Hmm.
So this may be, I'm not certain if it's her first contemporary or women's fiction, but anything also that she writes
Yeah.
is fabulous.
Yeah, I think that well, and it's set in Rhode Island, so like anybody up in New England should be reading this book because it's in our backyard.
Yes.
And she,
And
and she grew up in Rhode Island, I think, so like she knows like, the dunes and the beaches and Newport and all the places that she writes about.
yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Diana
Others.
it was her first contemporary.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This one I got and I haven't read, The Summers Between Us. And I love here it says 5 years together, a decade apart, one last chance at love.
Oh,
So,
second chance. I have to say I'm not a fan of second chance romance because, well, especially when there's like a huge gap in the middle and it's just like a minor thing that kept them apart. That kind of stuff makes me crazy.
yeah, to me, it just depends because sometimes there's certain that I enjoy, but it just depends on what it was
Mhm.
that set them apart, that they drifted away. So,
Right.
either, anyway. Code word romance. This one, she's on an undercover mission, but her heart's gone rogue. So there's either someone royal, I can't remember, and they look exactly the same. So she's playing undercover. So she's in a little excitement there.
Love it.
Flirting with Disaster by Naina Kumar. This one is sort of in the summer. This is during a hurricane.
Oh.
And and this is a second chance romance because many years ago, they got married in Las Vegas. However they got married. And then um, things happened and they thought they were divorced. And then she has a fiance and wants to get married. And she finds out that she's still married
Oh.
to the first one. So she has to go and have him sign the
Mhm.
contract. And things happen and they're stuck during a hurricane. So,
It's funny. I had to look that one up because I thought it was there's a book by Suzanne Enoch called Flirting with Danger, which is completely different, but I love that series by Suzanne Enoch.
okay, okay. The Summer of You and Me by Denise Hunter. This one I looked at new, and inside Bookspace, we're going to have in July for the summer. This will be the book of the month read for the month of July. So what happens in Bookspace for a book of the month is that we have like a midway book discussion of the book of the month. And then the last Tuesday of the month, we meet with the author. We have a final group discussion and then we meet with the author to ask any questions. So this one is on my list. And then look at this one, Just Beachy. Oh, so she is new to me. But it says here, Wax writes with breezy wit and keen insight into family relations. So I'm excited to read this one. And isn't it cute? Like
Yeah,
perfect beat.
it's I this is where we go back to like would you read like the cover? And it is cute. Like the even like the font I think is very beachy.
And I think it's because of the title is cute,
Hmm.
just beachy.
Yep.
So that's what drew me. And this one. by Marina Adair, who I just had recently in our club, Let's Talk Romance Books, and Love to Hate You
Mhm,
is about she owns a family small bookstore,
mhm,
and he's British and um, is they're going to build like those big box bookstores.
mhm.
So
Oh.
they're like rivals because one is gonna like she's gonna lose her business if he puts in this, so then they play pranks on each other, which is hilarious. And then her name is Summer.
Oh, it's perfect.
Then, since she battles so much with him, so she every year goes with their family to meet at the beach. And so she says, "Oh, I'm going to get my week away from this guy and, this nightmare, and I'm going to relax and enjoy with my sister." So she goes, and then her sister comes for the first time and says, "Oh, I'm gonna bring my boyfriend
Oh.
and his brother because they're together." And so I invited him. And guess who her brother is?
Of course. Um, I have to say, this is like, I hate those cartoony covers, but this one's actually really cute. Um,
Yes.
it's cartoony, but not like super cartoony, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the combination of the title and the books, I mean, and the dog, it
Dog.
looks cute and the color.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, put anybody in the comments you can share. And then look at this one.
Oh,
Along Came Amor. This is on my list to read, and she is fabulous. Alexis Daria. She's funny, sexy, and heartwarmingly genuine. And this is the third book in a series, and this is the Cousins series. So
I
I'm
think I
excited.
read the first one of that series, where they were TV stars or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were novellas.
mhm.
My goodness, my list is so long I can't see it here. But yeah, she's a good bet.
Definitely, definitely. And
All of them.
she writes from her Hispanic heritage as well, so it's nice and it's good. It gives you a different perspective on the world.
Yes, yes. And Someone to Love is by Michelle Major, and she wrote this series, and this is book one, and I was hooked. This is about a football player, a retired football player whose ex-wife is a very famous actress celebrity.
Mhm.
He comes to this town because they have a daughter, and he wants to raise her in like a normal setting, and the daughter's 11 and she's all like rebellious and all. And next door lives this woman who fosters dogs.
Hmm.
Little girl loves dogs. So she says, "Daddy, Daddy." So Daddy will do anything to be on her good side to win her. So yeah, so they kind of work something out with the girl, and then, things happen and feelings show, but yes, this is a great one. And she actually has two covers, but I picked this one for a change.
Very atmospheric.
Yes. And Jill Shalvis,
I love her. Mhm.
The Love Fix. So this is probably, I don't know, I know somebody in the chat will know which number this one is in the series, but and I know from what I've heard is that all of her books in this series can be read as a standalone. So
Mhm.
I'm looking
Say
forward to.
that, but I always have to read things in order. I It's book number 8, but I definitely have to read things in order. I have to. It
Yeah.
makes me crazy to see past characters coming onto the stage.
Well, for me, it depends because if if something happened in the first book that really relates to other character, other things in the story, then yes. But if they're very, I'm not picky because even if other characters, okay, so if a heroine can't have babies, And I know in that story, and then in book three, she has kids, then that's kind of like a spoiler.
Hmm.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But I love finding out if I read a book in the middle, if other couples are there, I just say, okay, I want to find out their love story,
Yeah.
how they got together.
I wish
So
I wish I was like that. I really do because I could enjoy more books. Like, and sometimes people will tell me, the third book in the series is really great. The first and second, not so much, but I can't do it. And then I might not get to that third book because the first and second aren't that good. So I wish I was a little bit more flexible.
yes, for example, I love Lisa Kleypas.
Mm.
My friends here know that and the Ravenel series.
Mhm.
And with that one, you had to read the first book in order to appreciate the second book
Mhm.
because something happens. While all her books are great, I connected more with the second book and
Mhm.
the heroes. That's what I say. So while I enjoyed the first book, I really loved the second. And I think that one might be my favorite, but anything you read by her is fabulous.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think because I like paranormal a lot, those I feel like those need to be read in order because of the world building. It's not so
Oh,
much
yes.
characters. Yeah. So, but yeah, let's keep going because I know.
I'll get to that. There's a paranormal. Oh, and Kennedy Ryan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, is my go-to for deep emotional and sensual storytelling. She
Yeah.
is another queen. Uh, what else can I say?
How
This
much?
is the third book in the series.
Yeah. And talk about picking a book for a cover. All three of them are amazing covers.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
Yes. I was in New York last month and I went to bookstores and I took pictures and I loved seeing a table with all three books.
Mhm.
I have to share those pictures, but yeah, they're all beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, Ashley Poston. Sounds like love. I haven't read this one yet, but I loved the 7 Year Slip. I loved what was the other one? The Dead Romantics and the other one. So I can almost be certain that this is going to be another hit.
Mhm.
So
Do all of her books have to do with music?
no, most of them have magic realism.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm not sure about this one. It sounds like music, but yeah. All
I'll
of her, I wonder, has anybody read this one? You can share in the comments. Uh, oh, Battle of the Bookstores. Like I love can you tell that I love stories that have to do with bookstores. So the Battle of the Bookstores. Um, again, I'd have to, oh, right here. I have it right here. Hold on. It says rivalry and romance spark when two bookstore managers who are opposites in every way find themselves competing for the same promotion. So
I love that the bookstore is called Happy Endings because romance is supposed to have happy endings
yes, yes.
in every way.
And I can tell there's going to be a kitty, two kitties.
Hmm.
I love it when book covers reflect what's in the story.
Hmm.
This is a cartoon one, and I love it. Either the title, the combination. I find it cute. Oh, Lana Ferguson. I don't know if this one is out yet, because I just recently got it, and she's another author who writes phenomenally and steamy as well. So this time it's Love on Trial. So I guess it's for lawyers and business. And oh, this is a cute one. Just Our Luck.
Oh,
They meet, this is a steamy one as well, and they meet, and it happens that there's a lottery ticket, and I don't want to say because then it may spoil it. But it's fun, and they have a lot of donuts because he has a donut shop, and yeah, and
well, I
she's
I did a program with Denise and a bunch of other amazing authors last year on body positivity. She's
Yes,
incredibly insightful. But then I met her in person a few weeks ago in Washington, D.C. when I went to meet Nalini Singh because they were at a
yes.
book signing together. And again, just delightful. She's just amazing. So like talk about meeting an author and then wanting to read all of their books. That was exactly how I felt.
Yeah, well, we met her in the club last month,
Oh,
and she was amazing. And in the club, we not only talk about their latest book, but readers get to pick any book from her backlist.
mhm,
Because to me, what's important, like I mentioned, you may like one type of trope, but not another. So I love that readers get a chance to sample any of her books
mhm,
to see if, readers like their writing voice.
mhm.
So adorable. Let's call it truce. This is from an author who is local here in Orlando. And this is her debut, and it's they work, and this is a workplace romance, and he doesn't believe that because she used to be, she's a widow. I think she's a widow and has two daughters. And so she was home taking care of the kids. And now she's going back to work. And then he thinks that, oh, well, she doesn't have any experience. Why give her? They're fighting for a same promotion.
Mhm.
And so that's when this is an enemies to lovers. And yeah, so things happen. Go ahead. And she's adorable. She is so nice. We also met her. And Celebrity Crush. This is a debut by Christy Swift. And of course, as you can tell, it's going to be a Hollywood, celebrity romance. Where You're Planted. And this one is coming out July. And this is by Melanie Sweeney. I discovered her last year. And she wrote a book called, it was a Christmas book.
Mhm.
This one, Where You're Planted, it's a true story. No, not a true story. It's inspired by. There was this library, I think, that was because of the storms or something, was knocked down or damaged, and
Mhm.
so now they're reconstructing it, but they have to work in his garden, and he doesn't want anybody.
Mhm.
Oh,
Grumpy.
so anyway, those are the problem, but I
I
have
like
it.
the blurb says Annabelle Monaghan says it gets 5 gigantic stars.
Yes, yes, yeah. And so this is her second book. I
Mm.
loved her first one. Take Me Home was the first one.
Okay.
Um, oh, Courtroom Drama. And this is by Neely Tubati Alexander. She's new to me, and I've also invited her. So our club is going to meet her in July as well. So this is exciting. So it's a courtroom drama. And Nisha Tilly says I couldn't turn the pages fast enough. So
It's
I
funny
skipped.
because since somebody mentioned the blurbs in the chat, I've been like looking to see who's blurbing, and some people we've seen a couple times, but I was like, oh, that person blurbed that person, that. So I'm a little hesitant about blurbs in general because I'm just like, oh, is it just friends blurbing friends? Did they actually read the books? But I do like the authors that are blurbing, whether they read it or not.
Yes. And I think if you read the book description again, if it's something you feel
Hmm.
that it talks about that you'll like,
Yeah.
and Annabelle, how do you say the last name?
Monahan?
Monahan. It's a love story. I've read her other books and I loved them. So this one again is on my list to read. Boy, my TBR list is
Well, I mean,
I
you
go through.
you totally took the task seriously though, because I love these covers on the beach, in all different manners and colors and styles and formats and stuff. It's amazing.
Yes, yes. That's why it was so hard for me to pick. You know, I'm bad.
That's okay.
Um,
I loved Nora Goes Off Script, so this is definitely in my TBR as well.
Yes, yes. And I listen to audiobooks and sometimes I put it on 150, 175, or 2 in
Mhm.
speed. It just depends on, how fast I need to read or it feels comfortable. But anyway, wait, did I go? Okay, so historical romance. I love Harper St. George. And all her book covers have like these beautiful gowns. And she writes Gilded Age set in London.
Mhm.
So, or however it is, they're American living abroad, living
Okay.
in London. So, where Joanna Shoup writes Gilded Age, and it's all set in New York. So, and she writes beautifully.
Mhm.
And look at this one. I didn't care about who it was. It said the word Dukes all summer long. So it's in theme. And yeah, I'm the hero. So I'm positive I'm going to get to discover many new authors and sample their writing. And who doesn't love a Duke?
A shirtless Duke. Love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, one of the readers recommended this book to me, but again, you'd have to check in the link that will send you all the blurb. So Rules for Ruin by Mimi Matthews. So she's recommended by readers. And then I found this one. This is a male. It says Proper Scoundrels,
Mhm.
and it's a historical romance. So
Mhm. I've not
that
heard of this author.
you've read?
I haven't. No, I'm definitely gonna look them up. Um,
No.
I just wanted to go back to Mimi Matthews. First, I'm interviewing her in a few weeks with Shanna Galen, and I love that her blurb is from Mary Bellog, who says she's like an auto buy for her because Mary Bellog is an auto buy for me. So
Yeah.
I love it all. But the MM book, I'm definitely gonna look that up because my entire romance book club really enjoys finding new authors for MM and FF books.
Yes, I have some more here. This one is Ashley Herring Blake, Dream On, Ramona Riley. So this is a sweet, sexy sapphic small town romance. So, and I love the cover. And is that donuts?
I don't know, but it looks like a little hedgehog or something on their right.
Yeah. No, those are
Oh,
mushrooms. And yeah, but it's adorable.
yeah.
Oh, this one. I
Mhm.
like sports romance.
Mhm.
So Wake Up, Nat and Darcy. So I haven't seen a sports romance, a sapphic one. So I thought this was cute. So she's the reporter and that's the hockey player. And yes, and this one too.
Oh,
Is it
what
like
an amazing cover.
I know, isn't it gorgeous? Some covers are just beautiful.
Mhm.
And Carmen Lee, she's new. I've never heard of her, so I don't know if this is the first one or not, but love it.
The
And
ring.
look, she has a wrench in her pocket.
This almost looks like a YA book, but
Yeah, I
I have
don't
to
know.
look it
It's by Harlequin, so we'll see.
up.
And then this one, I thought it was cute. You had me at happy hour.
I love Timothy Janofsky. He had You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince, was that right?
I don't know. He's new to me too.
Oh,
He's new.
yeah. No, he had a holiday one a couple years ago that was really funny.
Yeah. So
So,
this was cute. And a soccer one because the World Cup is happening.
mhm.
So relationship goals. The player is about to get played. So I love soccer. And
I love sports romances, so this is great.
yes, I don't know if it's out yet, but it just probably just released. And look at this one, The Friends to Lovers Project. This is a new one for me too, Paula Ottoni. So, and Friends to Lovers to me, it's kind of like for you, second chance.
Mhm.
This one is uh, on I don't know, but I love the cover
Mhm.
and I love trying new authors, but it depends on the friends to lovers part because I said, "Oh, you're friends," and then they're afraid to say something to break that friendship, and you know,
Yeah, that's usually the trope, the way, oh, I don't want to, lose the friendship. I don't want to, especially like if it's like a family friend and you're like, oh, I don't want to lose the family. And you're like, oh, how else are you supposed to meet people?
yeah. But it's set in Italy, right?
In Venice, it looks like.
Venice, yes. Oh, and this one, Destination Weddings and Other Disasters. I just thought it was cute. And yeah, they seem like enemies to lovers
Mhm.
or opposites attract.
A little romancing the stone, looks like.
Yes.
Although this one's a little too cartoony for me. Just went over a little bit too far.
Yes, Finders Keepers. Well, this one, I know the author. I love her writing, so this one is an auto buy for me. It may, again, it just depends on the on how do you say? On what people like as graphics.
Mhm.
So yeah. But it shows a little bit, I think, of what's inside.
Mhm.
It seems like it's a treasure map, so I guess that's why, the cover is made like that. So it probably does match the
Well,
story.
at least the characters look like adults. In the other one, they almost look like teenagers.
Yes.
So that to me that was a little off-putting, but it wouldn't keep me from reading a good book. It would just be I would just would like not like the cover.
Yeah. And I think it's just to draw younger readers, probably.
Yeah.
And oh, this one.
Oh, I love her.
Yes. So Much Ado About Hating You. I am listening to it now.
Mhm.
And it's she's an auditor and she's contracted by the school, the university, to um, check who is doing their job. And because there might be budget cuts, so some may be losing their jobs if they're not working right.
Hmm.
Oh, these two hit it off terribly at the beginning, like as soon as, yeah. And so, enemies to lovers. Oh, you see Shakespeare here?
Yeah.
It's
I saw
because
that.
he teaches a class
Hmm.
and he also writes and nobody knows. So, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Love it.
And Never Been Shipped. This is by Alicia Thompson. I've loved all her books, so I'm sure this is a hit. Again, I picked this and I know her, and I think it's the summer because they're in the water.
Strong water. I know. I really liked Love in the Time of Serial Killers, and I don't consider these covers to be cartoony as much as vintage or retro. So I can deal with them.
Yes, their particular style.
Yeah.
And then Serial Killers,
You think about serial killers?
Serial Killer Games. So Tempt, Marry, Kill. And look, she has scissors in her hand. So
He has no clue what's coming for him, does he?
yeah, yeah. So I wonder how this is. Um, and this one is new, Chinsia C. Higgins, A Little Kissing Between Friends. So this is probably a friends to lovers,
Mhm.
and she's new to me. Uh, Cartoony, but I like the colors and how it stands out and the title.
And I like that neither of them are skinny minis. You know what I mean? Like they're both a little bit on the heavier side. They're both look like they're very comfortable with themselves. I love it.
Yes, they're real people.
Hmm.
This one is a paranormal, and I just got it. Haven't read it yet. And it's The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. And this is paranormal. The best love stories begin with hate at first sight.
I'll
So,
I'll have to look that up. It looks like it's sort of like historical and magical and shape-shifting and
yeah,
chemistry. I mean, it looks really cool.
yes,
Hmm.
I can't tell, but yeah. And this one is another paranormal, Cosmic Love at the Multiverse Hair Salon.
Hmm.
Now, this is, yeah, love times infinity.
It's like maybe a sci-fi a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is new to me too. So I'm not much of a paranormal, but I tried one and it's on the list and I'll show you in a bit. Look at this one.
that's a beautiful cover.
This one will make me read, you know. And look at her eyes. Oh my gosh.
And the blurb is from Roshani Chokshi, who I really like. She writes middle grade books, though, like middle grade YA.
Yeah,
So I'm wondering if this is more of a YA type of book, but you can't tell from the cover, but it's
yeah,
beautiful.
yes. It may be age gap
Maybe. Yeah, 'cause
because
she,
she looks younger, maybe. Okay. This is Realm of Thieves,
Mhm.
and they have dragons and scorching hearts. So Karina Hale or Haley?
uh I don't know, but she's blurred by Jennifer Armentrout, who
YA.
does she do YA? But she does the what is that one that I can't get into? A Polycon.
Okay.
Yeah, that big conference in or romance conference in DC. Anyways, this is like like right now what's really hot is romantasy.
Yeah.
This is like right there. But also I've just recently glommed the Rebecca Yarros books. And so I think dragons are going to be really big for a while.
Yes. I started the Rebecca Yarros, but it was long and then I had to, so I'm going to go back to it.
Mhm. I would wait
But
till all five books are done because it's like I could just eat them up like candy. And I wish I had waited.
this one I read, and this was my, like, I haven't read, what is this, a romantasy?
Mhm.
This is almost like one of my firsts, and I loved it so much. And the narrator was excellent if you enjoy audiobooks. Um, the only thing is that because it's a series, so it continues,
Mhm.
but it ends happy. So it's a romance. But yeah, so there's more to come. And I love the cover because the heroine, I think, is a queen and she gets married from this. Anyway, Google it. It's a great book. It's a great book. And Meet Me in Paradise because it's a paradise. I think she goes to this, her sister sends her on a trip. This one is a little bit older, maybe from last year, but I just felt that it was a good fit.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a beautiful, moving mix of self-discovery, sister bonds, and a slow burn romance that is 100% pure pleasure. So yeah, she goes on this trip because her sister is going through something, and
Mhm.
so is she. So she sends her off in paradise, and she meets someone. And yeah, it's a lot about self-discovery, mental health, and all those things. And I'm done.
No.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
You got through 52 books. Well, that's because, we were all we just flipped through them. So let's go back to some of the questions that we had, not just about covers and blurbing. Yes, I knew you could do it. But that the concept of like why do we pick up certain books? Like is it the title? Is it the cover? Is it the author? Is it the description? Is it the blurb? What is it for you, Lorelai? Because I know you get sent books all the time.
Yes. So for me, it depends on my mood.
Hmm.
If I'm in a good mood, happy mood, not stressed, I will pick something fun. And I can, uh, if I know that I'm in how do you say, good state of mind, I will dive into a book that has more emotional depth that I know it's going to take my heart, rip it into pieces and put it back. So that one I can do. So, for example, when uh, Kennedy Ryan and Abby Jimenez because those are emotional books. I will wait
Hmm.
for the right time to read them because that's how I feel I want to enjoy them. I don't want to read and just go through them, you
Hmm.
know? And and then when I'm stressed, I will pick up those that are a little bit more lighter rom-coms. I think a lot of what I pick is basically per mood.
Hmm.
It's mood. And I'll also look for if I'm in the mood for a trope, I am also influenced by what's happening either in life, in the world, like for example, the World Cup.
Hmm.
So now I want to read a sports romance, and
Hmm.
especially if it's a soccer. So I may read also Chloe Leese
Hmm.
I, because she has a book that has soccer in it. So remember when it was the Olympics, the skating one? So then
Yeah.
that's when I look for those.
That's
And when it's a new to me author, like I don't know, I don't have a clue what kind of story, I go in blind.
Mhm.
Um, I have to have enough time. So I'll pick a weekend or a Friday, not in the middle of not at the beginning of a Monday.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Well, you said that you tend to read historicals. So, how is it for you to have to, not have to, but like you do read widely now because of the of all this work that you do. How is that for you? Like, do you not get time to read the books you actually want to read?
Oh no, all the books that I come across, like I love to read. I love to discover. So if it's a favorite author, I will like Harper St. George. I love her. I already know her writing style, so that's like candy.
Hmm. Yeah.
If I enjoy the author, so for historicals the same. If I Eloisa James had one
Mhm.
just called I forgot the title. I have it there. My room is dark, so I can't see now. But it was so good.
Uh-huh.
So, but I feel sad that, I mean, historical romances are kind of like not as popular. And it's a genre that I fell in love with,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know.
We talk
So,
a lot. Although I've found, and maybe people in the audience can talk to this too, is that I haven't found that historicals have gone downwards. I felt like they've become more diverse. So we're not seeing the same historicals we always did. We're seeing a wider range.
yeah.
So yeah, so oh, Hardly a Gentleman. That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like I feel like the plate has been made bigger for historical, so it seems like it's the authors that we really grew up with are not as visible.
Yes. And I also think it's because of the mass markets.
Mm, hmm.
I always remember like I have a whole like three shelves and I have four on this side and they're all mass markets.
Hmm.
And those are a lot of the historical. So maybe, and I know some are now being published in trade paperbacks,
Hmm.
but or it could be that there is more contemporary and romantasy and other subgenres that are, being put out there that it seems as if historicals are smaller. Like a
Yeah, well, you had said earlier that the covers, the cartoony covers, might be to appeal to the younger audience, and I'm wondering if that is having an effect where the younger audience is going more toward those, contemporaries that are more cartoony, romantic-y, things like that. Because historicals, like I know a lot of the historicals I read growing up are not like great now. You know what I mean? Like they're definitely bodice rippers and I think the younger generation is really good about being like, no, I'm not reading that. You know?
yeah.
Um, and I think that they're much better at being like, well, there was only like 10 dukes at any one time and they were all old and ugly. So how is it possible that the Regency period had like all these dukes, right? So maybe they're just a little less likely to read. I don't know. I don't know. People, it's just a theory.
Yeah. So look, I forgot this one.
Oh.
I knew I forgot. So swept away.
Mhm.
Uh, they both think that they each rented or borrowed um, a yacht, and it turns out that he bought it, and she thinks that her friend let her stay in there. So yeah, but they have like a one night stand, and then they're wondering why isn't the other one leaving?
No. Charlene just schooled me about the fact that it's fiction. It's true. I know it's fiction. You know it's fiction, but some people might not. But and Erica says that seeing a few HR authors say that their publishers aren't buying new stories, so they are thinking of having to go to new genres. That's sad. I also last year, 2 years ago, Sarah McLean came to our RomCon in May and told us that publishers aren't sending their authors who are publishing in mass market on tour. They're only
Ah,
sending out like authors who are selling in trade paperback or hardcover, which makes it really difficult.
yeah. Well, I forgot. You see, I knew I forgot. So
Oh,
Nalini
no,
Nalini Singh.
very favorite author of all time.
Yes. I don't know how I missed it. And then look, Eliza and the Duke. That's Harper St.
Give it physically. Yeah. So if you go back to Archangel's Ascension, I just interviewed Nalini a few weeks ago when it came out. It was a spoiler one, so it was a few weeks after it came out, and they're actually making a TV show of it,
Oh,
of that series, and there's 18 books in it. So I don't know how they'll do it, but that Archangel's Ascension was amazing. Amazing. But
oh,
those you have to read in order. Both of her series you have to read in order. They build on each other. The world building is like I said, for paranormal, I would read in order anyways.
yeah. This is a historical romance.
Mhm. Yeah.
See? And there's one by Elizabeth Everett.
Hmm.
And her covers are sort of like this, like the apothecary, and oh, we have a friend.
Yeah, she doesn't usually sit on me during programs. Um,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Elizabeth Everett was just at Love Struck Books with Caroline Linden and Loretta Chase a few weeks ago. They said they had a blast. They had such a good time. I'm looking forward to reading her book.
Yes. Well, it's a meeting authors is the best. But I wanted to, I don't know if I mentioned, but tomorrow
Hmm.
uh, we are going to have a conversation about Jane Ann Krantz, It Takes a Psychic, or any of her books. And
Hmm.
it's just going to be readers because we love talking about books, right? And so we'll get together and it's a free event. It's on my website and you can register and join. It's tomorrow, Tuesday for those, if you're watching the replay, it won't be, but it's for Tuesday, June 17th at 8 p.m. So
Oh,
we hope if you're a Jane Ann Krantz or Jane Castle fan, that you'll come and join us so we can talk. And again, the yeah, you can find all these recommendations, and I'm going to add more because, as you can tell, I forgot some.
yeah, I just put the link in the chat a few minutes ago, and I will send it out in the recap email with the recording link, the video
Yes,
link, so people can watch this over and over again.
yes.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's always a blast, and I cannot believe you got through 52 and then some books.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to put quickly in the chat the link for tomorrow's event
Mhm.
if anybody wants to attend. And then you put the full list and And just in case, this is the website where you can find it all. I've made a special page for you guys. So I
Well,
love it. And thank you so much. Go to your libraries, check out books, see if all these books are at your library, and happy reading.
thank you, Lorelei. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll
Thank
see
you
you.
all for joining.
Have
Bye.
a good day.